This is ABC7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. Millions of people are still without power in Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria devastated the island last week.
That's making it hard for those here in the U.S. to communicate with their relatives, many of them just trying to find out if their family members survived the Category 4 storm. ABC7's Erica Jackson joins us now with the challenges that one Sarasota man is facing while trying to communicate with his family.
Well, the good news is that help is on its way. Initial damage assessments and power restoration efforts are underway. FEMA's working with the Puerto Rico Electric Power Authority and a team from the New York Power Authority. And more responders from the U.S. Department of Energy will be deployed to Puerto Rico once it can arrange transportation.
It's very tragic for us to, try to imagine how it is down there.
A very powerful Hurricane Maria, tearing roofs off homes, snapping trees, bringing down cell towers and power lines.
I know many people that is living in the States are worried about not hearing from their families, and the reason for that is that communication towers are down.
96% of cell towers were still down as of Sunday. It took 4 days for Puerto Rican native Emanuele Arce to get in touch with his relatives.
There's no internet, there's no power, no water. A lot of their basic needs are, not being met right now.
Arce says he keeps his mind busy by boxing in his free time. But in between boxing sessions, he was finally able to get in touch with his grandmother and uncle through a satellite phone connection on Sunday.
We were lucky to get a line through and speak to them, but it was very brief. I mean, it was like a 5-minute talk, just figuring out, hey, are you okay? Are you good physically? And then it just went out.
AT&T is helping people get in contact with their relatives in Puerto Rico.
Enter the cell phone number of the customer you're trying to contact on AT&T's website. Then enter your number.
When that person is able to connect to a wireless network, AT&T will let them know that someone is trying to contact them and notify you that more service is up and running.
Not hearing from them was definitely the scariest thing.
Arce says Hurricane Maria may be one of the hardest battles his home territory has faced, but Puerto Rico and its residents know how to put up a good fight.
You can knock us down 10 times, but we'll get up 11 times, and this is not going to be any exception.
And we did not get hit by Hurricane Maria here in Florida, but winds are pushing the water toward Florida's coast. A meteorologist with the National Weather Service says swimmers on the east coast of Florida should be cautious of rip currents. The greatest risk for Palm Beach and the currents are expected to stick around through Wednesday.
All right, thank you so much, Erica. Before Hurricane Irma rolled into Florida earlier this month, there was Hurricane Charlie and, of course, Andrew. Both of those hurricanes destroyed the lives of millions and led to sweeping changes on stricter building codes for Floridians looking to protect themselves and their homes. Decades later, those codes are now seeing changes. Just this year, Governor Rick Scott signed a new law into effect that allows Florida to create its own standards, leaving a system known as the International Code Council. The new system freezes Florida's current code and then allows the Florida Building Commission to pick and choose which parts of the International Code Council they want to adopt, which has those on opposing sides disagreeing what is best for the Sunshine State.
They're trying to put a fear into the community that we've rolled back the code, and in truth, the code hasn't been rolled back.
We need to have the strongest code possible to save lives and to allow people to have the biggest advantage they can against these monster storms.
With big storms like Harvey and Irma, many are left wondering if the decision on building codes by the state comes at a bad time. Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, we'll take a closer look at what this means for those here on the Sun Coast. Certainly a big topic that we will be discussing at 7 o'clock on ABC7.
Well, and it's certainly timely with what we've been through so far this hurricane season. A lot of people, were worried about their homes potentially in a Category 4. Maybe those homes that weren't built to that new code. So, yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Let's get more on our weather right now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Yeah, whatever code it may be, always remember, too, that flooding is always a big concern. The flood that we saw with Harvey throughout Texas lets you know that if you have flood insurance, it really takes care of all that problem. But if you don't, it's not covered by your hurricane wind policy at all. So flooding is always a big concern. I remember asking a hurricane director once, does he have flood insurance? He goes, yeah, I'd have flood insurance even if I lived in the mountains way up high in Colorado. So always kind of a good thing to have, regardless of the fact you live near the coast. You can see these showers not causing flooding problems, but we do still have some flood warnings in effect across parts of DeSoto County now. They're expired in Manatee, Sarasota, and into Hardee counties at this point, but still along the Peace River, there is that one flood warning still going on, but that should be subsiding here soon, as we are expecting a couple of dry days here. Really just a few showers around right now, pushing to the southeast, and not much going on near the coast. We'll start to see a return of that moisture, though, come back into play later on this week. The heat index not too bad at 87, but boy, the humidity was really high this afternoon. We have generally sunny skies, some high, thin cirrus clouds coming in from the Gulf right now. More on the forecast coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Representatives with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, are in Venice this week to help people affected by Hurricane Irma.
They can help homeowners who have damage as a result of that storm. ABC7's Christopher Brantley joins us now live from Venice with how FEMA is helping. Christopher?
Good evening, guys. The people inside are all representatives of FEMA, and they're here to help folks get registered for disaster relief, from flooding to roof damage, and really most things that may have broken as a result of the storms. If you've had storm damage, this is the place you may want to go.
My customers did get damage, and damages to their home and to their business, so I thought I'd find out what it's all about.
Bibi Teichman is a Venice realtor. She visited the center to see how FEMA can help her and her clients repair after the storm. Many of her clients are business owners.
I learned a lot from the lady from the SBA, because there are some loans for people who had water damage and things at low interest rates, and she was telling me how it works.
At the center, Teichman learned many of her clients could receive some help from the Small Business Administration.
We want them to stay in business. We want them to continue to earn an income. We want them to continue to employ people.
Tim Hall is a FEMA spokesperson.
There were preliminary damage assessments that occurred, and it indicated that there was a need for folks here.
Largely, FEMA encourages people to sign up online, but Venice has an older population that may not have access to the internet.
I think in this area, in Sarasota County, we've seen a lot of requests for folks who had flood damage. We have had people with roof damage. We have something called the Blue Roof Program.
That program, partnering with Lowe's home improvement stores, provides tarps for residents with roof damage to prevent any further damage from occurring. As for the flooding, several neighborhoods near the Myakka River went underwater well before the storm ever started, and it only got worse as the storm raged on. Those folks could receive help, but they must sign up as soon as possible. The window is only open for 60 days from the time a disaster is declared. Now, this FEMA station here at the Venice Community Center will be open Tuesday and Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., again at the Venice Community Center. After that, you'll have to go online to register. Now, we have put a link to FEMA's website on ours. Just go to mysuncoast.com to find it. Live in Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you so much, Christopher. More than 1 million Florida homeowners and renters have registered for federal assistance so far. The FEMA program includes a wide range of assistance. As of late last week, 9 counties each had more than 50,000 people register for individual assistance, led by Miami-Dade and Broward counties in South Florida. FEMA officials say everyone who needs assistance should apply.
You may be able to get assistance from FEMA whether you have insurance or not. Every household is handled on a case-by-case basis because everyone's exact situation is unique. So registering with FEMA will get you into that process.
There is still time to register for FEMA assistance, and the easiest way is by visiting their website or using the FEMA app. Well, protests, discussions, and arrests taking place on Capitol Hill over the latest version of the health care bill. This weekend, lawmakers made changes aimed at swaying the holdout senators. ABC's Danya Backus breaks down those changes for us.
I'd like to welcome everyone, and I do mean everyone.
Before the Senate Finance Committee hearing could even begin, protesters were removed, some from their wheelchairs, as they chanted in anger over a newly revised health care bill.
A lot of us are on your side, so just let's have some order.
This new health care bill, known as the Graham-Cassidy bill, would give states more flexibility to craft their own health coverage, but with far less federal funding and with no guarantee of how they would cover Americans with pre-existing conditions. It also adds money and newly eased coverage requirements aimed at winning over senators who could vote against it.
When it comes to Obamacare, if you don't find a way to stop the bleeding, then it's going to basically collapse.
Over the weekend, GOP Senators Rand Paul and John McCain already saying they'll say no. Senator Susan Collins and Ted Cruz also completely not on board. Concerns were also raised over the last-minute changes to the bill.
I just don't think when you're talking about a bill of this magnitude and our colleague saying he believes that this is the final version, that that's good enough when we're talking about putting at risk millions of Americans.
Monday morning, President Trump on the Rick and Bubba show acknowledging that they may not have the votes needed to replace Obamacare before the September 30th deadline.
We have 52 votes, so we can't lose any votes.
The Congressional Budget Office is expected to release its score of the previous version of the bill. And even with the GOP uncertainty, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he plans to bring up the bill for a vote this week. Danya Backus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
The slogan for the 2017 World Rowing Championships is, "We welcome the world."
Certainly, and even before the event started, Suncoast students were putting that action by creating works of art to honor the countries competing. ABC7's Haley Wilgus talked to one of the artists.
This artwork, I am really surprised by how it came out, and I couldn't have done it without my art teacher.
Fifth grader Alejandra Estrada collaborated with two other artists and Philippi Shores Elementary art teacher Petey Brown on this piece highlighting Germany.
We researched the country, and then the piece we did on Germany was actually a little bit of glue with water and colored tissue paper, which my dear Alejandra here was a master at.
Schools from all over the Suncoast contributed to this Embracing Our Differences exhibit. Each team of students was assigned to depict a country participating in the World Rowing Championships.
I would love to learn more about every country. That's probably one thing I would be doing for my life. And it was so fun being here. USA! USA!
Not only did the students get to see their art, now displayed larger than life, but they also caught a few races.
It was amazing to see people competing on it, and obviously USA was one of, I think, for the girls, so it was a very fun experience with my class.
These field trips were coordinated through a program called Adopt a Team. 6,000 students will visit Nathan Benderson Park over 3 days and meet rowers from the countries they've been studying.
The athletes are so grateful that they took the time to learn about them and create this art piece to represent them. The Australian team actually said that they want to buy the art piece that was created by the students and put it in their training facilities back home in Australia, so that's really, really cool.
Special Events and Programming Manager Stephanie Manzano says the key message of this initiative is celebrating diversity.
We're welcoming the world, and we want to teach these young students, since they're so impressionable, that they should welcome the world as well.
The world, now their outdoor classroom for a day, right here in Sarasota. Haley Wilgus, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
The student artwork is on display behind the spectator parking lot near the east side of the UTC Mall. Very talented artists.
Very much so, and I love that initiative that they're able to take part in such a big event here on the Suncoast.
Well, still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, cable compensation.
A big company is offering some financial help to Hurricane Irma victims. What Comcast is doing straight ahead.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is the best overall brand for 2 years running and the most trusted brand for 3 years running, according to Kelly Blue Book's KBB.com. Right now, you can lease one of Subaru's most versatile vehicles, the Subaru Crosstrek, for as little as $199 a month, or get 2.9% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
It's Willamania at the Players Center as the Will Rogers Follies takes the stage September 27th. Part homespun humor and part Ziegfeld Follies, this toe-tapping Tony Award musical is the start of our wild Broadway series. So call the Players at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You need to catch Will-A-Mania.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. They send out devastating letters, garnish paychecks, and even put liens on your home or business. You may have heard of it. It's called enforced compliance. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms and can negotiate a tax settlement with the IRS. It's that simple. And if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars, finally ending your financial stress. Now is the time for a fresh start. Now is the time to call Tax 10,000. 800-699-3188. That's 800-699-3188. Call now.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Violence and guns are two things that make many parents lose sleep at night. But as ABC's Lana Zach tells us, new research looks at the possible influence of violent movies.
Whether on the big screen or in the news, we are inundated with images of guns in our day-to-day lives, and that means our kids are as well. But with an average of 7 children or adolescents in the U.S. dying from gun injuries every day, many are looking for ways to reduce the risk to our children. Now, new research is pointing to the influence of movies. Researchers at Ohio State University studied roughly 100 kids ages 8 to 12. Half were shown a movie depicting gun violence, the other half shown a movie without gun violence. The researchers then put these children into a room with toys and a real gun, modified, of course, not to fire, but kids could still pull the trigger. The results, monumental. Kids who watched the movie with gun violence pulled the trigger not just once, not twice, but 22 times more than the children who saw a movie without gun violence. As always, researchers recommend anyone with guns at home should keep them locked up, and parents should teach their children about the dangers of firearms, especially if they're watching movies with guns. With this Medical Minute, I'm Lana Zach, ABC News.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Starting this Monday off pretty dry out there. Skies clouding up a little bit. High-level clouds coming in from the Gulf, but nothing to worry about near the coast. Pretty quiet out there, and we see a few inland showers, but not much going on right near our area beaches. And tonight, you'll get a chance to glimpse the International Space Station as it works its way on by. Again, coming out of the southwest, moving to the northeast at about 83 degrees above the horizon. That's its maximum, so it's going to be pretty high in the sky. Obviously, it starts off a lot lower. Just look to the southwest at around 7:49, or right at 7:49. You should see it for about 6 minutes if skies stay clear, and I think they should near the coast, even those high clouds around. We have some problems along the east coast due again to Maria generating some high surf there. We have rip current advisories in effect all the way from West Palm Beach northward up into the Carolina coast. Even the Outer Banks of North Carolina in trouble. They have tropical storm warnings in effect there over North Carolina. And for us, those inland showers continue to move away from the coast, and it looks as though they'll continue to move off to the east. Northport, one lone shower there. We have some activity in southeastern portions of Manatee County this evening heading toward Arcadia. The evening planner looks good. We'll have partly cloudy skies and 79 by this 11 o'clock. Currently at the airport, 81 degrees and the dew point 76. We have a west wind at 12. That's bringing a little bit higher dew point temperature right near the beaches. And 84, a little bit below average or high today. That's simply because of that west wind. We got rid of that east wind, and the low this morning was 72 and the record high 95 set back in 1995. No rainfall to report for the month now. Over 11 inches. We're 5 inches plus and also 16, nearly 16 and a half inches above average for the year. Well, the hourly forecast for Tuesday does call for just a few clouds in the morning and then generally sunny skies throughout the afternoon and evening. High temperatures will top out right around average into the upper 80s. And in the tropics, we have lots going on. Lee still made a comeback. You can see it kind of dancing around. Very small system. It's moving to the south now. And this is Maria, and it is weakening. The convection is really leaving the center, and it's mainly in the outskirts of it. And it looks like just a burst of thunderstorms in the southeast quadrant lately. But this is going to stay off the coast of North Carolina. It will move very close to it, but the center itself will stay off the coast, and they'll get tropical storm force winds there. Also some very high surf, and there have been some evacuations for those outer banks of North Carolina already. Winds out of the west at 5 to 10 knots, and we'll have a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature now at 86 degrees, and beaches will see a high of 88 tomorrow. Rain chance less than 20%. Low tide upcoming 10:27, and then another one at 12:19 tomorrow afternoon. Forecast mostly fair, mild, 76 for your low. And then tomorrow, rain chance only at 20%. We'll have partly cloudy skies, and temperatures will warm slightly above average. The extended forecast is calling for better chance for showers and storms as we push toward the weekend. Back to you.
Bob. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. Right now, traffic is backed up on US 41 in both the north and southbound lanes right near Fruitville Road. Well, if you're a Comcast customer who lost service during Hurricane Irma, you may be able to get a reimbursement. Customers can fill out an online form to be considered for a one-time credit for cable, phone, and internet services lost during and after the storm. Customers can ask for a suspension of service, a credit on their upcoming bill, or to have their equipment replaced. Customers should get a response within 2 days.
All right, entertainment news is next. Stay with us.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean, really moves me.
wonder.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business. Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck.
Comedian James Corden will host the 2017 Hollywood Film Awards.
The Late Show host has served as master of ceremonies for the show for the past 2 years. Corden also hosted the 2016 Tony's Awards and the 2017 Grammys. He's also set to host the 2018 Grammys. The Hollywood Film Awards ceremony, which is considered the launch of award season, will take place on November 5th.
Megyn Kelly says she's, quote, kind of done with politics for now. Kelly made the declaration during her debut as an NBC morning TV host today. The former Fox News channel anchor was in the thick of it during the 2016 presidential campaign, most notably when then candidate Donald Trump turned on her following her sharp questioning of him in a debate. Kelly, who is now hosting the third hour of NBC's Today Show, said she hoped viewers would have a laugh, a smile, sometimes a tear to start the day.
Well, Jennifer Lopez is pledging $1 million toward hurricane relief efforts in her family's native Puerto Rico. J-Lo says she will give money from her ongoing Las Vegas residency to various charities in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria. Lopez says she's also enlisting the help of her boyfriend Alex Rodriguez and her ex-husband Mark Anthony. The 48-year-old singer was born in New York to Puerto Rican parents. She says she still has family on the island that she has yet to hear from.
A digital series starring the late comedy legend Don Rickles debuts online today. The 13-episode show is called Dinner with Don. It features Rickles interviewing celebrities like Jimmy Kimmel, Snoop Dogg, Robert De Niro, and Martin Scorsese at his favorite restaurants in Hollywood. Rickles died in April of kidney failure at the age of 90. The series was Rickles' final project.
I'm sure that would be quite a great opportunity to look back on some of the interviews he was able to have.
Don Rickles with Snoop Dogg. I want to see that one.
There you go.
More news just ahead. Stay with us.